What's up, everybody? Rex Extreme Werewolf, and welcome to episode 6 of LEGO Rescue Riders. No, wait, not sick. Iced Out. This episode is more of an aggro and elbow episode, and how so? Well, yes, we should add like the Rescue Riders at the end, but I think the most majority part of it is that we need to add just aggro and elbow and ET. Oh yeah. So this case, I thought originally I had to watch this like last night as well, and this time I thought it was like now that I think about it, Heidi should be an added character, but a character you all wanted to unlock since you couldn't really unlock him in the second level. This level is special because not only do you get to play as Aggro, who wants to prove herself more worthy of the team, now you get to finally, well, I'll get to the last part. Granted, you didn't get to play much as Elbone in the second level. This time, however, in the sixth level, it could be a little different. How so? Let's see. Okay, so basically, let's start off the hub. The hub is the Rescue Riders, but you can always choose a level within the hub thing. Like maybe a central station thing within the center of town. Or you do it by going into the Rescue Riders place. Like the map. Yeah, that's where I should have started with that when I was starting this little series. The very map that Layla places her ideas on and all the things for all her teammates and even her own reckless brother has to learn. That will be the hub. Like every time you finish a level, you can always go back to it with a certain symbol. The first symbol, because it's the nest, it has to be that. Like a literal nest. But then again, it would just be occasionally casual one, like a regular nest. So just put a lighthouse on it, or a lighthouse in the nest. That will be perfect. Added with a zip line. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. And when you travel in free mode, you can go into the lighthouse, and the dragon's den, or even practice in the training ground, which is basically outside of their home. Now, back to this level. Actually, hold on. Before we even get on, we need to talk to you. Last night, I've finally gotten something for Warcraft. Something I've been wanting to get for a long time. And this time, it is involved with dragons. And this case, it's the Dragonfly expansion. I had originally had 20, but then went total 60, but now I'm able to say that I have gotten the Dragonfly expansion and able to play as a Drakthir. Oh, well, actually, not technically be able to play. I mean, I created one, but you can't play without the subscription. So for those who just recently get it or before they get the Dragonfly expansion, you need to straight up get the subscription. It would technically be a little bit boring if you just get 1 month because we all know, all us WoW heads, we know that it might take longer to play. So that's 3 months. I mean, it would be nice to have a full year or half a year if you start off at like either October or something. Like if you go August and stuff. I mean, I'm actually going to plan on getting it. Well, I won't be here as of in the next few videos, but I will try my best to make the videos when I'm at the beach. But I hope you all enjoy my videos, but do not worry, this is not the end because we are still going on this. This video, okay, so, okay, basically when aggro start, so let's try a little mini game in the episode, the stage. Aggro who carries elbow, like just like rings that gives you boosts. Like we all know what happens with these boosts in the air. They give you power. Like if it was a ground vehicle, circles on the ground give you a boost. But like steep basically does that for you. deep, like when you're wingsuiting, flying with your wingsuit or parachute, or gliding with your parachute, you get speed boosts. Well, actually, when you glide in with the parachute, it will just go straight back to the wingsuit and you speed boost. So yes, aggro will give a speed boost to fly. Oh yeah, that's how it goes. Like, granted, the first levels. Okay, so basically, I haven't really thought of this, but in terms of levels for Rescue Riders, there should be flying involved. Like when it comes to those long areas, like the northern side of Hutskalor, like the northern side of the island that Hutskalor lives on, the island of Hutskalor, you basically have to get all the way up straight to the northern side where it's super cold. So of course, aggro with elbow needs to fly. Actually, it's another solo part in that stage until the next stage you find the egg, which of course, after a little cutscene of having his mouth. We're there yet? No, wait. I got a better idea. As she, this is a whole stage. As she lands, Elbone will be on the ground, thanking the Lord that he, or any Asgardian deity, that he was back on the ground, and while also saying no offense. And then he straight up kissed the ice. You're on ice, dude. Do not, do not do that. So as aggro, you must be in a short cutscene that's more like in-game cutscene, not like a video cutscene, but in the in-game cutscene, Elbone does the little thing, and you have to. And how do you get him to be a playable character? You have to use aggro to, well, burn, to make it warm enough for him to free. Which is the case that if it was in terms of multiplayer, there will probably be some sort of ding where you would be able to hear, and you'll be able to see two-player unlocked, like above Elbone or any kind of character that you unlock. Like if it was Shrek and you get to unlock Donkey, or actually, I haven't really figured out what I did with. Actually, I can barely remember what I did with How I Train a Dragon, but I will go back over it. As for so after you warm the ice up a bit, you get to have the new character playable. Well, I mean, turns of the level. Then you find the egg, and you, as aggro, you must burn it up. Like if it doesn't work once, try performing a bigger one, and as the bar gets higher, breathe in a big gulp of air, and then exhale it out in a torrent of fire. Chaotic reference. If you remember that show, that was a good show. Personally, I would be more overworld with bits of Petty and Anne because Kaor looked cool. But aggro would 100%. Well, of course, after that little burning, after you release it, it'll go into a cutscene, but then aggro will sadly have to lose her fight of out. Like this actually adds a new form of aggro, one where she doesn't have her snow form. Well, granted, it could probably be the same for her regular form, but in just this episode alone, she only has the iced out form, like where she doesn't breathe. I mean, she can be heated up, but she's still basically. So this would be at when you finish the level, you get aggro, sick. I mean, iced out. That's her name, or iced out aggro. Yeah, that would be better, much better, and she'll be beside at the regular aggro. And as for the next, like I said, this is a whole on episode of aggro and elbow. I mean, Layla, Dax, Summer, Winger, and Burple and Cutter barely did anything in this. Considering that most of them were the reason why Agro left and tried to prove herself worthy, why she went alone with Elbone. So, you basically do another mini stage where you basically try to survive the. No, actually, that's basically another. Yeah, definitely another stage. Because, like, all these episodes, you don't need extra levels. You just need the stage. But you can choose the stage like you can do Lego Jurassic World. I'm still gonna work on that. Hope to work on God of War, Darksiders 2. Yeah, because I did the 2 for Darksiders. And Darksiders 3 again for the 3. I know you want me to play the War, but I think it's more interesting with Death and Fury. Also, need to finish up a few other games like Nicktoons Battle for Volcano Islands. Need to finish up Legend of Spyro Dawn the Dragon. And okay, so back to the level. Let's go back to the level. The mini stage for that one again is there you have to survive, and by doing so you have to wait for chunks of ice to come up. Actually, this is basically the level itself. Well, a major part is where Aggro and Elbone try to survive. They start off with building a fishing rod, but of course it didn't work out much. So is the only one that can build. I mean, Aggro could build too, but I feel like just like big Lego figures, they all can't build. But maybe it would be a little bit different. Like she isn't technically a big Lego figure. I mean, then again, like Duggar said in the episode, she's big because he didn't want to insult her by calling her little. Never call anyone little, if they are. Although I am friends with a friend, but I'm not going to mention him. He's still a friend of mine. But so surviving with an ice stout aggro who can't breathe fire nor fly, nor even warm herself up, considering her pyro glands are not fully formed, or mature enough, or grown enough. Basically anything that references the evolution of her pyro gland. So Agro and Elbone must try to keep the ice from tipping, but also manage to survive ice, but also build an icy fishing rod, and you have to play as Elbone in terms of single player or multiplayer. If you're playing Elbone, you gotta like try to get that fishing rod, the hook of it, the ice of it. Well, technically the ice rod, and then there's the regular fish hook. Being a master fisherman himself, he has to try, just like Agro with the fire breath to free the egg that would soon become heaty. He would have the same one, but as you release it, it would straight up leave up to another cutscene where it gets caught, and then apparently it didn't work out so well, considering it grabbed a branch from the other side, from behind him, but then it was a little twist turn and yada yada. It straight up went back to another piece of stuff. So in this case, while that cutscene does happen, then it reveals a cutscene where the dragons come. This is actually the mini part where the Rescue Riders come in. Actually, I think you could just play as all of them at once. Or, since technically... Actually, not really so. I don't really think that'll work, actually. Now that I think about it, I mean, I was thinking that with Cutter, he should lead, but then again... Well, actually, yeah, that would make sense, but not so much. So, back to that cutscene of them trying to find Aggro and stuff. It goes back to them, and well, the dynamic duo basically then start seeing rapids, trying to protect themselves. So like an action sequence, when you press that one button for aggro, you should be able to. I'm sorry if I said baby. I mean she'd be able to press the X, and she'll be able to. Okay, B to usually grab stuff sometimes. So B to grab both the egg and elbow, and then press X to straight up launch her teeth into the ice to keep them steady. And then, of course, much more needed surviving until then. Heidi comes in. Or actually, you know what? Let's do a little sequence of that. Like pressing X on a certain time, aggro does like a little thing before L bones decide. If you're the multiplayer, you have to press B because L bone with B. So if you're the multiplayer, second player, you got to press B to hit to activate the aggro saying aggro, and the X would be for aggro, or better yet A for aggro. That would be better. A, she would be able to talk, so she would need like to apologize. So that's like the mini stage right there. As for which then leads to he waking up, and then soon they have to survive bits. Well, technically they don't really need to when it came to heating and by well, all the technically they do have to try to hop from one ice to another, but when it comes to say that, then it's up when they soon realized that they were trapped, and then he like a little mini in-game scene. He reveals that he was actually able to breathe fire. Actually, never mind. I don't think you can unlock Heidi in this level. I think you would have to unlock him outside of the level, because technically he's like a minor character. Although even Magnus is a famous major character. I mean, Heidi's major in this episode, but not playable yet until you unlock him. So, after signaling the Rescue Riders, it's up to you to play as Cutter for a mini stage. And of course, well, actually also Winger. So you gotta play as Winger first with X, since X is so close to W, or yeah, definitely X. So as Winger, because it's both the blue button and X, as that's close to his first letter name, you play as Winger to snatch snatch Elbow and Heidi, who was carrying Heidi off the ice, and then with Cutter being BC or yeah B, with Cutter you have to try to fly down. Well, actually, it's more of an action sequence. So press B when you get close enough, or hold B, then release and cut another in like a video cutscene. You basically get aggro to fly. Or Maria, how about a little thing? Let's try that again. As Cutter, you actually straight up have to fly past flying chunks of ice that are coming down towards you and faster than you and aggro. And you have to also speed boost too, so hold A to do so, to make it quicker when it comes to those little, or when he gets those little rings, it'll give him a charge to boost, like a flapping boost, and he will be able to get down quicker. And then when you're right close to, well, near aggro, since Cutter wouldn't be able to reach her in time, hold B and then release. You breathe fire on aggro. She's able, her pyro glands, scales, wings, all her body warms up, and she's able to fly, signaling the end of the episode, the level. And as for now that I've been long enough, let's just tell you who the character you do get to unlock that you should have unlocked in the second level. Elbone himself. That's right, you get to unlock Elbone finally, because he was a major character in this episode. Unlike Deep Trouble, although he was the main focus because he gets into trouble a lot with his business ideas, but he was majorly a character, a playable character in this. So yes, he had more time to play, but it is a bit fun to do so. Yeah, bring all rescue riders go home, and then maybe a mini stage of it is where Aggro leads the rescue riders to not only take Elbone back home, but also the second player can play as any of the other dragons, or better yet, maybe Cutter, who can probably help. Well, he's not really good at see. He doesn't have night vision. He has sharp eyesight, but that works in the daylight, not night. So, with Cutter, actually, maybe Summer. Summer would be a better idea considering she's a sea creature. And Layla did help. So Layla and Summer would be your second playability. Well, actually, let's try this again. When it comes to riding the dragons, like if Dak were to ride either of the dragons, or same with Layla, they would just merge their character icons with the dragons. Like it'd be this between this. One half being Layla or Dak, one half either being Winger, Summer, Cutter, Burble, and Aggro. But Aggro's alone in this. So Aggro, like a little mini stage, Aggro leads up to find fish. Basically another action sequence one, basically. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Actually, so Aggro. No, actually, I'm just gonna straight up say it. That's pretty much it. Fighting fish, controlling the dragons, and then it ends off with Aggro going, yeah, with her in front of all of them show up at the end, can see, but Aggro shows up mainly looking at you, smiling. So that's the end of the level. Now, back to the whole thing with what I was trying to talk about with Warcraft. You're gonna love this. I actually made my Drakthir into the level, well, actually, into a whole in the member of the horde, and her name is Cynder Cinder from Legend of Spyro Dawn of the Dragon. It was a little difficult to make, especially with her visage form, but I managed to get her done. But that's where I discovered that after I finish her, you can't really play as her until you get the expansion or the subscription, because the subscription allows you to play characters over 20. The free trial, which I'm already on still with Freevee, Lily, Snow Lily, or even now or even a few others that haven't reached 20 yet. But the subscription would be better. So here's the actual level that they all start off with. I was surprised because Death Knights start off with either 5 or maybe 10, or maybe that was Death Hunt with also Demon Hunters and stuff. So Demon Hunters start off level 5, but this level, no, for Drakthir, they start off at level 58. That's surprising. So I hope you all enjoy this video, and make sure to get a 3-month subscription. It's pretty much $13.99 or something, but it would be worth it. Also be planning to get Jack Sparrow soon too. And finally, for honor, I got in the lycanthrope outfit after saving up all those steel coins for Warmonger. And it actually makes sense. So now I have 2 wolf loadouts. Third, she has to have her Apollyon thing because it's literally based off of the character, so why not? Uh, but when it comes to say direct theater, I am going to be making a video for that once I get the subscription. And not only that, I want to make it so that Freebie gets to be the first Worgen to show up. Oh, for Snow Lily, I have her so that she's still a druid, restored. But in terms of druid points, I want her to be able to still be having powers of a bear because she literally is friends with a bear in terms of Alpha and Omega lore. But anywho, that is the end of the level. That's what's going to happen next for Warcraft. That's what I did, and that's what I got for Warmonger for a special mythic or illustrious whatever type of outfit for her with the lycanthrope. So, in this case, I hope you all enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!